All right, we're back. Sorry, guys. I don't know why the mic goes off naturally, but Delicate's back.
Okay, great.
Guilty Angel's like, let's just wait for a minute for some folks to try to get back. We had, we had 12 or 14 people around, so. Oh my God. Really annoying.
Don't let it carry on, huh?
It's ruined my night. It's completely ruined my night.
Delicate asked, did you get a call? No, we have a really bad storm.
A call?
Like a phone call. Like it interrupted your stream.
Oh, we're not doing a mobile stream here.
I think it's some wind picked up outside, and this really old house has.
We just had a power blink.
Yeah.
Our power just took a blink and everything shut off, and then rebooted. So that really sucked, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for these problems that keep arising. It's really fucking annoying. No, we're gonna wait. We only have 3 people right now, and we had a dozen.
Yeah, but they can start. They can back up.
Oh, okay, you're right. All right.
Okay, so where was it? Exhibit 27 was Brian Friedman.
Yeah.
Is on a text chain with Melissa Nathan and the publicists talking to a content creator.
Right.
Her name is Sage Steele.
Okay.
So Sage Steele was a client of Brian Friedman's.
Right.
That's how they know each other. So this supports the claim that Brian Friedman is engaged somewhat with the smear campaign, because Sage Steele, after working with Melissa Nathan and after these emails and these discussions, started to create anti-Blake Lively content. Like, I just want to make sure that everybody recognizes that like publicists aren't allowed to go attacking people. They're allowed to improve their own client's reputation. And
what do you mean by loud? Who's holding them to that?
Civil law, right? Like the civil litigation, like they'll be exposed to defamation and civil litigation. This is why they wanted to keep hiding all of their correspondences about attacking Blake Lively.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so that's Exhibit 27. I'm not going to go into it because it's just a bunch of people coordinating. Exhibit 28. This is where they see positive accounts on social media, and they say, let's flag this to Jed Wallace and Jed Wallace's team.
We got flagged, guarantee you.
Yeah, so it turns out that Jed Wallace has claimed that all he's doing is monitoring, but they keep sending positive accounts that are pro Blake Lively. They keep sending them to him.
Yeah.
And so how is it that he's just monitoring for them or collecting data?
Brian Friedman's buddy, right? Brian Friedman's buddy.
Yes, they're very close. So that's Exhibit 28, where they're talking about flagging to Jed Wallace. Okay, and Exhibit 29, this is Melissa Nathan is making the introduction between Jed Wallace and Jamie Heath and telling him about the $30,000 a month. So much money. Oh, Exhibit 31 is interesting. This is where Steve Sarowitz himself is getting really fucking petty. Let's hear it. Okay, Steve Sarowitz, who's always talking about his faith.
Yeah.
He said he shared a quote from Blake Lively while she's doing the press, okay? The quote from Blake Lively is, "I don't drink. I know that's odd coming from the wife of an infamous gin slinger." And the quote from the article says, the actress said, referencing her husband Ryan Reynolds' successful aviation gin line. And then Blake Lively launched her own line of non-alcoholic sparkling mixers. So Steve Sarowitz is sharing that with everybody, with Justin Baldoni. Do you
want to do that? Do you want to launch a couple of lines of things?
No, I don't.
You and me?
Steve Sarowitz is sending it to Justin Baldoni saying, we should always find the positives. And then he quotes the deity or whatever person that they follow in their faith saying, where there is love, nothing is too much trouble, and there is always time. Oh, he says, exactly. Abul Bahai says, if we find 999 negative things about a person, we should focus on the one positive thing. So that's Steve Sarowitz and Justin Baldoni talking to each other about how much they hate Blake Lively, but they really do appreciate that she doesn't drink.
That is so weird. So they're saying there's 999 wrong things about her?
He said,
and they for the moment want to talk about how she's not a drinker.
Abdul Baha'i says, if we find 999 negative things about a person, we should focus on the one positive thing. Well, okay, but you guys aren't doing that at all. Apparently, they see 999 negative things about Blake Lively.
Weird. Okay, well, I mean, that's not so juicy, but...
Who is, at the moment that they're ridiculing her, she is promoting their film. She is working really hard, spending time away from her family to promote It Ends With Us and getting written about. And then they're using that write-up to mock her. That's again, with these fucking ingrates. Okay.
It is the weirdest, it's really the weirdest situation. And had I not lived through Don's Plum, where those guys literally destroyed the movie they were in, I would just be sitting here in complete and utter disbelief over it. But yeah, there are just people on this earth who are that fucking stupid and that crazy. Here's
another one. This is Exhibit 35, Justin Baldoni and his prayer group asking for help with Blake Lively.
He's talking to the prayer group?
Yes, his prayer group. Somebody online shared this today and said that this shouldn't be admissible in court because it's something
There's
like
some kind of religion protection?
No, like some sort of like a clergy and clergy privilege or something. Like, there's not a priest in here, guys. It's like,
yeah, it's not confessional.
Also, yeah, it's not a confessional. Yeah. Okay, so other actors in this prayer group, there's Adam Monshine. So that's the friend who played the OBGYN.
Okay.
Okay. There's also Rainn Wilson is in Justin Baldoni's prayer group. Another actor who I didn't recognize, but somebody was talking about today, Travis Van Winkle.
We just saw Rainn Wilson in something, and he was fucking awful, by the way. I just hated it.
Yeah, we saw him in The Meg.
He was so...
No.
Oh, God.
You can't say that Rainn Wilson is a bad actor.
I know. I didn't say that. I said we saw him in something that he was awful in.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a lot of people in this prayer group, but no women, which is weird since they're all just talking about a woman.
Shannon, I sent your book today. Did I tell you that yet? I don't think did I tell Shannon I sent her book?
I have no idea.
It's in the mail, Shannon.
Can I read? I'm in the middle of this.
Go ahead.
Okay. I really appreciate Shannon.
Hey, don't mess me
hanging
around,
out with us, but I just want to read this thing.
Go ahead.
Justin Baldoni said, "Hey all, Happy New Year. Flying back to New Jersey Friday is day 1 of 17. I haven't seen Blake in person since this safety letter/accusation. Feeling all sorts of things. She used the claim/letter to gain power over the whole production, trying to find my balance of captaining a ship and leading it while it's being held hostage. Captain a hyperbole. How to give her most of what she wants while maintaining some of my own vision, and starting Friday acting and working with this person who can and will use anything she can against me. It's all scary, yet I know I have protection. Starting this thread again as I will need the emotional/spiritual support. Love you all." And then a bunch of people say, at the temple, we'll pray for you. Rainn Wilson said, such a challenging issue, so difficult. I can't even imagine. Sending prayers, buddy. Just keep your focus on the service you are providing in the telling of this very important story. Adam Monshine loved that one, said, so much love coming your way, brother. Your surrender to the greater will at work and the light and mercy hidden within these many tests is inspiring. You're not alone. You're seen and you are valued.
Oh my God. I just can't fucking do it. I swear I just can't do it.
This guy goes, my man.
Oh God. My man.
I love you all. Grateful I have a spiritual warrior by my side in Jamie Heath. So am I. Very grateful Jamie is with you. Thank you everyone for being an incredible... See, these are all redacted, so I don't know who is saying any of these things. If I haven't named them, it's because there's a big black bar. Thank you everyone for being such an incredible group of love and encouragement. Truly, it will help us get to the finish line in ways that we can stand tall. Justin is 100% going to quarterback us to the win, no doubt. I'm humbled to be amongst you all.
Oh, the greatness.
I'm just going to read his again.
It's so creepy. It's just the creepiest thing.
This is just such a weird...
Why does religion have to be so creepy? It might be like I might have joined a religion if they weren't so fucking creepy.
If they didn't use this weird language all the time?
Yeah, there's all this weird ass shit. Why you gotta be like... Weird?
Also, so the way that he's referencing this, I feel like he must have talked to these guys about this before, because he keeps saying, since this safety letter/accusation. He's not elaborating. Like, they must know what he's talking about, because nobody's like, what accusation? What were you accused of?
Right.
She's accusing you of something? Like, obviously they fucking know about it. They know what it is. They know that it's SH accusations.
Right.
So Rainn Wilson saying such a challenging issue, so difficult. Like he draws out the O's. I can't even imagine sending prayers, buddy. Just keep your focus on the service you're providing in the telling of this very important story. Like, bro, is anybody thinking about the other side of this conflict?
Nope.
A bunch of dudes are hanging out in a prayer group and they're not sparing a single thought for the woman in this issue. It's
they're not
weird.
because they believe their boy. That's their boy, dude. They're one with Christ, Buddha, like all the peeps.
So there's just so many problematic things in this. I haven't seen Blake in person since the safety letter / accusation, feeling all sorts of things. Yeah, I bet, bro. Like, hopefully regret.
It's just what's interesting is that he wasn't feeling like solving the problem.
No, he wasn't feeling like trying to, get mediation. Try to salvage his production. Instead, he's like, it's such a weird tactic.
And he didn't try to stop the deluge of hatred flowing toward her at all.
So remember when I said that the whole all the claims in his lawsuit, I thought that maybe that had been created by his attorney to like try and spin the narrative, like Blake actually gained control of the whole film, Like none of that ever made any sense. So I just thought that the attorney came up with it in order to fight her lawsuit. Well, no, it comes from him. She used the claim / letter to gain power over the whole production. Like, this is what he thinks. It's beyond the realm of possibility for him that she might have a valid, legitimate concern about safety protocols in a workplace and that might be the whole story. Instead, he has to create this like strange fictional, this like paranoid fantasy about how she's actually leveraging the thing that she's very forthright about to do this other thing that's very secret. Like, what is he talking about? Instead of Sony just being like, listen, can anybody help us finish this film? Because we can't use the director's cut. And she's like, maybe I could help. And they're like, thank you.
I mean, it didn't go like that, but it probably went more like the cut needed work. Justin Baldoni was being, whatever, stuck in his cut or, really loyal to his own cut. And Blake Lively was like, I'll take a swing at it or whatever. But.
So he's invented this weird delusion that says to gain power over the whole production while it's being held hostage. Like he's using this language, but he still owns the film. It's his film entirely. Him and Sony are in charge, but Wayfarer and Sony are in charge of every aspect of this production. So what the fuck is he even talking about?
It's impossible to know.
Gain power over the whole production? I'm sorry, is it not your film anymore?
The whole time that he has been involved in this film, it seems like he has been just worried about having, losing his position somehow. Whether it's talking
Even
about
the
dragon moment, her talking about dragons,
where he's paranoid.
Or whether it's, him actually, the moment where he was hanging out or where he came over to, what was that moment? He went to Blake Lively's and Taylor Swift was there along with Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
And, was he invited over? What happened? I can't remember.
He was invited over. They were going to talk about whatever. They're doing pre-production. They're having a bunch of meetings all the time. Blake Lively has to hurry up and make some sort of like camaraderie with this guy she's supposed to be in love with.
If I'm in that position, if I got this movie, I bought the rights, I'm going to direct it, I'm going to star in it. I got one of the biggest fucking leading ladies in the business attached, and they invite me over, and I go there, and now I'm sitting before Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds. I'm going to be like, dude, I have arrived.
I've reached a level.
Oh my God, dude, I'm in the room with the biggest.
I'm going to keep these people close because I don't know what else could open up for me.
I don't even have to think like that because I'm already there. Like my whole idea would be like, holy fuck, I belong. I belong at the table with the biggest in the game. And instead he shows up and he's intimidated. Instead, he shows up. He has an inferiority complex with them. Every word is, and it's just so interesting that there he is once again talking about being guarded or being under attack. Here, it's in his fucking book.
You see what's weird about that though is that you're right. He did have an inferiority complex. He felt like insecure, but instead of recognizing like most of us do, where we're like, oh God, I'm just being so awkward right now, and like I'm insecure and I'm feeling awkward, or I'm feeling like I don't belong, like I feel like I'm faking it, whatever, like imposter syndrome. He sees that coming from outside.
Right.
Why does he always assign these? He gets these like paranoid delusions, and they don't originate with him. I don't know why they don't originate in him the way that we all assume these things originate with all of us. Like, never once would I enter a room of other people who are like high functioning professionals in the career that I'm aspiring to and think that somehow they're the problem if something goes weird. Like, I would just be like, oh, I screwed that up. Like what's the matter with this guy?
Dude, Ritus, hi Ritus, thanks for joining us, says, now calling Justin's supporters justifiers. Nice.
Yeah.
That's so slick.
Okay, I just want to this is just like such a truth bomb here. Okay. Exhibit 35.
Yeah.
So he says, feeling all sorts of things. She used the claim/letter to gain power over the whole production. I'd like, did you lose that though? Like it was yours. I don't understand. Okay. Trying to find my balance of captaining a ship and leading it while it's being held hostage. Like literally you cannot, two things can't be true at the same time. If you're captaining the ship and leading it, it is literally not being held hostage. Like, what are you talking about? Are you able to captain a ship and lead it? Then it's not being held hostage. I don't understand what he's talking about.
Or it hasn't been, wrested away from you, you know?
How to give her most of what she wants while maintaining some of my own vision. How to give her most of what she wants. She's literally not taking anything. He's like, I'm trying to figure out how to give her most of what she wants. Cool, that's still your choice. You can't sue her for that. While maintaining some of my own vision. And starting Friday acting and working with this person who can and will use anything she can against me. That is your paranoid, like, fortune telling. She hasn't done anything like that.
I'm calling bullshit on his own vision
and will
anyway.
Use anything she can against. You're making that up. It's all scary, yet I know I have protection. Yeah, dude, you're scaring yourself. Like, stop it. This was sent January 2nd, 2024. The guy's...
Delicate says he doesn't think he was intimidated, that he was on the side of Scooter, so he knows what he was doing. I don't know. That doesn't necessarily mean that he knows what he's doing. That means, like, in fact, I think that he is this big, giant, insecure. Listen to how insecure he is. How
he's soliciting all the praise from everybody. Like, he's constantly solicitous of, like, tell me I'm going to be okay. Tell me you support me. It's just pathetic already. I mean, I feel like the people that are closest to him must be fucking exhausted.
He has said on numerous occasions during his press junkets that he was oftentimes in over his head when it came to directing and acting in the movie at the same time. It was under those circumstances that he praised Blake Lively for getting his back, for having his back the entire time. And so... which is it? Do you know what I mean? Like, is he the fucking guy here who's screaming that she's stealing his vision from him? Which I find hilarious in the first place. If he had a vision, you work that out with the fucking DP. Like, she's not even going to be involved in that. Like, I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. If she's sitting there in the fucking DP meetings, let me tell you what. When I made Small Group, the little Christian movie, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I fucking let the director and the DP go off on their own, do their thing. Create their vision. Now, when the fucking shot came up, if I saw something I didn't like, or I felt wasn't going to cut well, or just, not pleasing to the eye, or I saw something just something I thought needed to change, then I spoke up then. And I'd be like, hey, is this the right idea? A good example is in that movie, they had this shot that they were lighting a specific way, and I asked them to light it as a silhouette. It was her, the pregnant mother going over her bump, and I was like, well, it hides the prosthetic perfectly because it's a silhouette. It's really intimate, like, that like quiet, intimate, dark, feeling. And so I interjected and asked for that shot, or that adjustment to the shot. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, because, you get notes. You're always getting notes. Doesn't matter if you write, doesn't matter if you direct, doesn't matter if you fucking produce. You're going to get notes. You're going to get notes from stars, writers. You're going to get notes from studios.
If he talked about it in an interview, he'd probably be like, yeah, you always get notes and you have to be really mature about it and whatever. But when he gets notes actually in person, like, and especially from a woman who maybe he's had like one argument with before, like Blake Lively, then he's going to see it as some big fucking power play or some attack on him or something, because that's what he fucking does.
Is it Friday, by the way?
Yes.
Happy Friday.
We're never going to get through it all.
Go ahead.
Okay. Here's another prayer group. Okay, this one's much shorter. I'm not going to rant about it as long. Same people involved in this prayer group. This is actually from Wayfarer's Discovery, so I'm not really sure how that works. Justin Baldoni said, Jamie and I are heading over to Blake's now with other producers for the big meeting. Okay, so this is January 4th, 2024.
Heading over to Wayfarer?
No, Jamie and I are heading over to Blake's now and other producers for the big meeting. This is the meeting where Ryan Reynolds confronts him.
The 17-point
yes,
meeting. Yeah.
Where she's like, I need everybody in the same room to talk about this. We're going to get to the bottom of this. First time we've seen each other in person since her safety allegations. Again, he's just referencing them as if they've already talked about it. But nobody's seen that explanation with the prayer group. Would appreciate any prayers for protection and strength/calm. And Justin Baldoni's dad replies, Sam Baldoni said, praying for strength and protection and angels all around you. Rainn Wilson said, sitting now for some prayers.
Hey, listen, I don't want to diss on like religious people because like some people are religious and they find solace in it and they find support in it, and there's many good reasons for it, but the whole thing just sounds so fucking creepy to me, dude.
It's not just that. It's like he's asking for calm instead of like being like seeking advice from anybody who can help him get out of this mess. You know, like he's never asking like, hey, how can I? Earlier he says I'm going to give her what she wants with regards to the film and the creative work, but how come he's not trying to find out what it is that she needs in order to make this conflict go away? You know what I mean?
Also,
he's never thinking about it. He just wants to fight.
How come you don't turn that into a collaboration? How does that not turn into a collaboration?
They've already been collaborating. You can just be like, let's just start over.
The female gaze, bro. You're asking for the female. Yeah, it's all about the female gaze. Well, there's the female gaze right in front of you trying to contribute. And what you're trying to do is block it out or resent her for it when she does contribute. It's just fucking completely, it's just utter bullshit.
I know. Exhibit 38 is when
I'm just agitated.
Justin Baldoni asks Melissa Nathan about trolls. He said that there was somebody who was supporting him, and he clicked on the account, and it was like 0 followers, 0 activity, like just started. And he sent it to Melissa Nathan and was like, "Is this the kind of work that you guys are doing for me? Like this person's obviously like a troll. This is like a bot account." And she's like, "No, absolutely, that's not us." She's like, "Bots do exist, but that's not us." But I don't know if she is telling him the truth. Because she's got Jed Wallace working.
This was in the regular evidence. We saw that, you know.
Okay, Exhibit 39 is...
That came from, so she actually got that from Stone, right? Not in this case, but originally. She got that stuff from...
No, Stephanie Jones?
Stephanie Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exhibit 39 is Justin Baldoni and Jennifer Abel are sending text messages back and forth where she says that paparazzi are taking pictures of him, and he's like creeped out by it. He's like, "What do you mean? Like I was just getting coffee with my family, and I didn't even know they were there. That's weird." And so they're like, Jennifer Abel was like, "Well, don't worry, they're not going to take pictures of your kids because paparazzi knows better. They've been sued like crazy before. But what you need to do is start thinking about how you dress when you go out, and you start thinking about ways to give the paparazzi photos that they can use." Because we can use that. So if you go out and you make sure that you wear and then he starts sending examples of clothes he could wear when he goes out to the paparazzi. So the first time the paparazzi took pictures of him, he was like, "Oh, this is new. Like, what's this all about? Like, I'm surprised. It's kind of creepy." So she like talks him down a little bit, and then they start to coordinate about how he can. So you remember when he was in Hawaii and everybody was like, "Oh, he's posing for the paparazzi?"
Yeah.
Jennifer Abel taught him how. That's in Exhibit 39.
It's so weird. It's just a weird world. This is like a weird way to function.
I know.
This is like, to have that weight. I remember when we were doing our lawsuit and our lawyers told us that we should try to avoid being served by Leo's process server. Mm-hmm. And so we had to leave the house, and we were trying to figure out how to do that and not get served. So we dressed up my girlfriend at the time, who was about the same size as RD. We dressed her up as RD and sent her out in RD's car ahead of her, and then waited until she left to see if so we literally dressed her in like RD's cap. We put him in his pants, like his clothes, sweater or whatever, his hoodie. And then we put him in the car, put her in the car, and then she drove away to try and distract it. And then we went out.
Did it work?
And it's although it's not paparazzi, like that moment, I remember feeling so fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know that it worked because we don't know. She didn't get. Yeah. No one attempted to serve her. So to the extent that it needed to be done, probably not. I felt like immaculately foolish at the end of it, for sure.
Okay, Exhibit 40. This is the invoice for street relations. 41 is Jamie Heath is paying Jed Wallace. 42 is Jed Wallace's invoice number 2. 43 is Jed Wallace's invoice number 3. Hey, guys. Hey. You don't have to worry about that. Says come here. Come here. Good girl. Here. What's this? I don't want this dog to bark. She's so loud. You okay?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for... I'm just
waiting?
Yeah, well, you were in the middle of something.
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm just trying to keep this dog quiet.
Yeah.
Okay. Exhibit 44. This is the CRD's right to sue letter. So this is...
from the CRD.
From the CRD, Blake Lively was given the right to sue.
Yes.
So the process is that she has to file a CRD complaint, then it gets assessed.
What's the date?
The date on that.
Can you see it?
Yeah, let me see. First of all, this is street relations. Oh, that's discovery from street relations. Guys, this is a big deal.
That's interesting.
They're not supposed to have this.
Well, now you have retaliation as a slam dunk.
But this is a private... SH is supposed to be protected.
How did they get that?
Well, Melissa Nathan sent it to him. We saw earlier that she sent the list of 17 points. And now they have the documents.
Okay. So
this is weird. Why do they have
but
this?
It also just shows retaliation like 100%. I mean, they're literally hanging on to a right to sue doc, and then they're retaliating at the same time.
I don't know how they have this.
Can't do that.
It is sent to Blake Lively. Why would they have this? When did she send it to them? Well, that's weird. So usually, I mean, at the bottom it says street. That's street relations, right? I can't figure this out. You guys don't listen to anything I'm saying. I don't know. Okay, so this is the date on this. Let me look. This is really small print.
If you can't find it, we can look at it later. I'm just curious. You can continue on. I don't want to... We have a lot to get through.
Oh, date filed December 20th, 2024. But that might be the lawsuit.
No, that makes sense. No, that makes sense. That's perfectly in line.
December 20th, 24. Yeah, that's it for all of it. Okay. That's Exhibit 44, if you guys want to look. Okay. Exhibit 46, Wayfair and the HR. Oh, okay. So Wayfair's HR is frantically sending queries to each other to find out who handles our sexual harassment training. They're asking the person who runs Wayfair HR, like, have we done training? Like, who sets up our training? Can we get that train? Like, I need this information about how Wayfair is trained in workplace conduct.
Who's asking for it?
Wayfair, people that work at Wayfair are asking the HR department of Wayfair.
So when you say people, like, is there someone specific?
Let me open this up. I'm not really familiar with these names. So it's Paige. I can't pronounce her last name. Paige Bowie Swin.
Okay, so you don't have to go further. So it's just some people who are trying to find out what mechanisms are in place.
Asking Tara Hanks McMaster. Tara Hanks is the HR, the Wayfair, I don't know. Tara Hanks said, "Hi, Paige. Do you know what the name/contact of the company we used for sexual harassment training videos and how much it costs?" Paige said, "Hi, most recently we used our employment lawyers SafeFarth. I attached a photo of their costs, which would be adjusted based on company size. In the past, we also used Think HR. I can't seem to locate the price, but I know they're more affordable." So the date on this is February 15th, 2024.
So then they had presumably some kind of mechanism in place then. There was some kind of...
Yeah, she's just trying to like collect this information, maybe to cover their ass because they're in trouble. Exhibit 47, Sony producers to Wayfair. This is May 2023. I thought this was a little juicy. Alex Sachs is sending... Okay, so from Alex Sachs to Andy Davis, Andrew Lieberman. Spoke to Jamie is the subject. Per our conversation, and he's good with Sony taking the lead on all workplace hotline/email type things. If Sony is allowed to, he gets it all and agrees. Andrea is also aware. Please note my new email address, and that's it. So this is the date is Friday, November 10th, 2023. Sorry, first email that I just read was Monday, March 13th, 2023, and I guess it was forwarded that later date. So March 13th, 2023. That's the first. That's in pre-production, isn't it?
2023, it would be, yes. I would
so this seems like Sony is trying to take take the lead on all workplace hotline/email type things.
It doesn't sound like Sony's wanting to. It sounds like they want Sony to. It sounds like that doesn't.
He's good with Sony taking the lead on all. Spoke to Jamie. He's good with Sony taking the lead on all workplace.
Who's saying this?
This is Alex Sachs.
And Alex Sachs works for Wayfair.
Works for Sony.
He works for Sony.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Sony decline?
New company named Sachs Picture Company.
Didn't Sony decline when they were asked by Blake Lively?
Yes, but it seems as though they were gonna help Wayfair because there's other emails in here if I don't get to them, but they were saying that there was it was a little difficult given Baldoni's role, how he was. Owner of the company, owner of the film, producer of the film, director of the film, actor in the film, and also involved in these allegations. So they're like, we can't actually have them investigating themselves. So Sony was going to take some of this off for them. But this is in pre-production before there's any allegations. So I think they're just setting the groundwork with like anything that has to do with Wayfair. Like he's in too many, he's got his hands in too many pots. And so maybe we should have the bigger entity take off some of this stuff for them.
Yeah, it's just what's weird about that is that, it's after that the first complaints are filed and Sony declines any involvement in.
Right, because they're not taking, because it wouldn't be their HR since they're not running the film production phase.
Right, okay.
So it's not their workplace.
All right.
So anyway.
Let's go to the next one.
Exhibit 48. There is an HR complaint from the crew. They don't know what it is. This is Jill Sacco. Subject line, regarding It Ends With Us HR, Wayfair pressing. Pressing in all caps. This is to Andrea Ajemian. I think that person works at Wayfair. CC'd Jamie Heath, Alex Sachs, a bunch of other people whose names I don't know. And just so everyone has this info in case you want to reach out. Okay, so this is from Tom Woods, Local 52. Okay? Said, thanks. I guess they forwarded, hi, Jamie, Imani, and...
Which union?
Local 52. I don't know.
Okay.
Hi, Jamie, Imani, and John Logan. Jill just got a call from Tom Woods, business agent at Local 52. He said he needs our HR department info immediately. He wouldn't give her any information. Seems like we have an HR complaint. The only people on right now from 52 are set deck, props, and construction. No complaints have come to me. We have an outside safety company with a phone number, but he said that's not good enough. He needs HR.
So this is a crew member. This is a crew member.
Yeah, so it's not a safety issue. He needs HR. Normally on indies, there are no HR departments, so whose info should I send? Who handles HR issues at Wayfair? Thanks, Andrea. Andrea is
really
Andrea is
interesting.
the executive producer UPM on It Ends With Us at Wayfair Studios.
That's the unit production manager for anyone who wants to know. Which unit production managers are similar to line producers? If you've ever heard me go on about the different versions of producers, another title for line producer is unit production manager, really.
Jill just got a call from Tom Woods, business agent at Local 52. He said he needs our HR department info immediately. He wouldn't give her any information. Seems like we have an HR complaint. The only people on right now from 52 are set deck, props, and construction. No complaints have come to me.
Well, interesting. So I would love to know if that complaint got filed and then, the nature of the complaint. I don't necessarily.
So there's HR complaints from crew.
Yeah, but we don't know what it is because that could be, it could be anything. It could be anything. I thought there was some indication that it might have been an age-related thing.
Yeah, somebody else said that. Okay, that's Exhibit 48 if you guys want to see it.
If it is age-related, then that would be another discrimination levied against them, accusation of discrimination. And that would mean...
Set deck, props, and construction.
Yeah. So that would mean, though, like, if you think about it, like, if that is a discrimination, whether it's age or whatever, if that happens to be the nature of it, then that would be at least the second time that Wayfarer or somebody at Wayfair has been accused of such things because there was a lawsuit brought to him by Mr. Norman?
Shane Norman.
Shane Norman brought a lawsuit saying that he, a black executive, was discriminated against by Wayfair and Justin Baldoni in particular.
Racially discriminated against, yeah.
Racially discriminated against. But, discrimination, I mean, they're misogynists.
Yeah.
Like the pattern we have, misogyny, racism, and in this case, potentially ageism. And if you have these things going on, then you just have these people who are, just chronic offenders of I don't know. I kind of lost the word there, but anyway, I just think it's interesting that you have those three potential issues. So it's not like they're one thing. You know what I mean? They're not like one thing. They're not like racists. They're just, it's like they have something against marginalized people, or they want to marginalize people.
Well, I mean, when you look at like the people in his prayer group, it's a very small, it's a very like narrow group of people, you know, who are all the same. So maybe that's just the company they like to keep.
Delicate says it sounds like everyone was confused as to who was in charge.
Yeah. This is Exhibit 49. This is Alex Sachs again, following up from March 12th, 2023 email. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is in the same sort of context as that last one. I don't know whose production this is, because it doesn't have a name with a catalog number.
Either way, it's from their side. So we know it's not Blake's stuff, right?
Right. So this is Alex Sachs, who was working with Sony. He sent to Jamie Heath and a few other people at Wayfair, said, subject, harassment and workplace hotline. Okay?
Yeah.
March 12th, 2023, he said, hey, all, I was thinking this weekend, and I'm not sure what protocols Wayfair already has in place, but I think because of Justin's role in Wayfair, our workplace harassment protocols should come from Sony on this show. We should do their training/Zoom before we start, and their email/hotline should be distroed to crew upon hiring. Let me know if you're all amenable to this. Best, Alex. So there's that. That's what I was referencing earlier. Are you with me?
I am. Oh, good. I just saw a little blip, and I had to go check it and make sure that we're going to have another technical problem. We're not. We're good. Sorry. Would you repeat that one? Would you mind? Is that okay?
Yeah. Exhibit 49.
Yeah.
Alex Sachs sends to Jamie Heath and a bunch of other people from Wayfair. This is Sunday, March 12th, 2023. So this is before, this is pre-production.
Okay.
Okay. Subject line is harassment and workplace hotline. Hey all, I was thinking this weekend, and I'm not sure what protocols Wayfair already has in place, but I think because of Justin's role at Wayfair, our workplace harassment protocol should come from Sony on this show. We should do their training/Zoom before we start, and their email/hotline should be distroed to crew upon hiring. Let me know if you're all amenable to this. Best, Alex.
And Alex works for who?
Sony.
So it's just so confusing.
Am I wrong about that? Does Alex?
I don't know, but what's confusing about it is like we know that Sony said to Blake, sorry, that's their responsibility. So I'm just wondering if there's at some point indication that it didn't work out and that Sony didn't take it, because
maybe that's what happened.
It's a very confusing thing, because if Sony, obviously, well, first of all, there were no complaints filed at Sony. We know this. We know Sony had to answer specifically to how many complaints that they received, and they said none. And we know this because they deferred those to Wayfair.
Yeah.
So it's just weird hearing all this, because at this point it's like, okay, well, because that would have been the savior to Wayfair's ass, you know? And as I said, like you said, you got to watch a movie and make all the fucking yes, no, yes, I won't do that, I won't do this, and learn, and then, you know,
yep,
act appropriately. It does work, though.
Or at least you can claim.
You guys, we just have a storm again. We're just having, you know, it's like it's climate change and they're taking out my life, bro. But we're good right now.
Let me continue.
If something goes on, you know, that's what.
Exhibit 50 is just Melissa Nathan introducing Jamie Heath to Jed Wallace. Okay. Exhibit 52 is Jed Wallace's. So this is the tag employees who are talking to Jamie Heath, trying to sell him on the idea of using Jed Wallace, said that Jed Wallace and his team are the best of the best. Now, if he's just supposed to like monitor.
Who said this?
This is Melissa Nathan's tag PR.
Okay.
A bunch of the tag employees are trying to tell Jamie Heath when they're making this introduction. This is Exhibit 52, that Jed Wallace and his team are the best of the best.
They're so good at just listening.
All they do is monitor, but they're the best at monitoring.
They're like, oh my God, you hear what they're saying about you on Facebook? I did.
You would love their work. It's completely untraceable, so you wouldn't even know what their work is, but let me tell you, it's the best. Okay.
I can't wait for that ruling.
Yeah.
That was a great, her answer to their opposition was excellent. So I'm excited for it.
Exhibit 53, Justin Baldoni and Jamie Heath talk about Steve Sarowitz. Okay, so this is kind of juicy. Exhibit 53. This is Heath's production. Okay. Justin said, I'm just by the pool listening to stuff and trying to release if you want to come here today. Trying to release. Is this like therapy speak? What is this?
I don't know what that is.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Is he talking about like...
Oh.
Jamie Heath said, hey, brother, I'm up in Philly. Be back mañana. Okay, Jamie Heath continues later. Conversation is going really well, and Alex is in a good place. I'm going to set it up for you two to talk, but you shouldn't share all that I've shared about what she says about you, other than what I say now. Let's keep it up. The date on this is May 28th, 2023. Okay, so Justin said, call me. What does he know?
Who is he?
He is Alex. He said, Jamie Heath said nothing. He knows we got shut down for COVID. Haven't talked to him since then. And then Justin Baldoni goes, so nothing about Blake or drama? Jamie Heath said, nope, of course not. He knows that she wasn't happy about getting COVID, which is that was their responsibility to let her know. She got
COVID?
Yes.
That was this whole thing. She was, yeah.
And her baby got COVID. Okay, Justin
Holy
said...
Holy shit, that would the amount of anger I would feel, oh my God.
Yeah, because they weren't testing on their...
But they weren't required to.
I know.
The protocol was lost, so...
It was important to her. It was in her rider. That they were supposed to notify her if they...
She had a fucking newborn child.
Of course, dude. Okay, so Justin said, he's fine to know that stuff. He's our guy. Justin said, I told Steve more today, Steve Sarowitz. And Jamie Heath, check out the opinion they have of Steve Sarowitz, okay? I talked to Steve last night, says Jamie Heath. I talked to Steve last night. Also, I didn't share about the comments, in quotes, comments the ladies had feelings about. Listen to how these guys don't take responsibility for anything.
The comments the ladies had feelings
about. The ladies, they're not women.
Yeah, the ladies.
Yeah.
Hey, ladies.
I didn't share about the comments, in quotes, the ladies had feelings about, didn't want to share anything you hadn't yet. Justin said, I shared with him today. Justin said he should come to sit down with Blake Lively and remind Blake whose money this is. And I said, that's not the best idea. And Jamie Heath said, yeah, he said that to me too regarding how difficult she is to work with. He doesn't quite get the nuance. The nuance being that you guys harassed somebody on set and they're complaining about it. That's the nuance. The nuance is that she's a gazillionaire, so she doesn't care about your fucking movie money, Steve Sarowitz. Listen to him. He's like, he said he should come to sit and remind Blake whose money this is. And I said, that's not the best idea.
Who's speaking?
Justin Baldoni is telling Jamie Heath what Steve Sarowitz said.
And so
Jamie
Heath's saying to Sarowitz, that's not the best idea.
Yeah, but can you believe this guy? To sit Blake
down and be like, honey, do you know who's paying for this show? Because it ain't you.
I know. She would laugh in his face.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Get out of my face.
You think you can intimidate me with your money? I hope she fucking buries
She's like,
him,
my money's sitting in an escrow, bro. I know what's up.
I know. It's so crazy. He said he should come sit and remind Blake whose money this is. I talked to Steve last night. I also didn't share about the comments the ladies had feelings about. Didn't want to share anything you hadn't yet. Okay, anyway. So that was Exhibit 53. Exhibit 54, Jamie Heath tells Stephanie Jones that Wayfair hired Melissa Nathan. Okay. That was a little contentious.
There's some juice on it? Read it.
No, it's not that juicy.
Okay.
It's just like, it's pretty one-sided. I mean, Jamie Heath is kind of a dick in it. You want to hear that? Hey, everyone. Happy Wednesday, Jamie Heath says. Jen, Steph, thank you for your thoughts and observations regarding the path to hiring a crisis manager. They were very valuable in helping us come to a decision. With that, we have decided to bring on Melissa. Justin met with her, and collectively, Tara, Justin, and I feel good with this decision. As such, while I understand there may be feelings regarding this decision, I know and trust we will all embrace it and work to ensure we all proceed with professionalism. And he says that as he's like breaking contracts with her and getting...
And Jennifer Abel's trying to screw her fucking her former
stealing
employer.
From her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These people are just unbelievable.
And work to ensure we all proceed with professionalism. He fired a real one. I mean, she's probably got a screw loose, but she wouldn't get him into this mess.
Well, no, she definitely has a screw loose. I mean, if you read the things people say about her, like her, I doubt there's any doubt.
Okay, Exhibit 55 is Jamie Heath venting about Blake Lively. Exhibit 55. Jamie Heath, this is August 4th, 2024. So it's not that long ago, right? Jamie Heath is...
A year ago.
Yep. Jamie Heath says, I think maybe you should... Oh, I'm going to skip this.
This is right before... So he's brought on Nathan.
He's talking to Andy, too, which I think is the guy that played the OBGYN in the movie, Baldoni's friend.
That's interesting. Well, what is it? I don't know what they're saying.
Let me just skip because they're talking about taking flights and stuff. These guys travel a ton.
We're weeding through it, guys. Thank you, Angela, for doing it, for rolling up your sleeves and getting in the muck.
They're also sharing really cringy jokes, but, whatever. Private messages. And Jamie Heath says, I'm in the middle of navigating a crisis and Sony after party shit, so I'm nervous. Andy said, what's the possible crisis? Crisis that she says some crazy shit. Jamie Heath said, too much to text. I've hired a crisis management team costing $9 million. He's being hyperbolic. Also, our PR team just have to manage every landmine.
Do you know the $9,000 thing?
$9 million
in Hollywood? No, $9,000.
No.
It's like something that for years and years people would be like, yeah, that's $9,000, bro. I'm not doing that.
Okay, Jamie Heath said, too much to text. I've hired a crisis management team costing $9 million. Also, our PR team just have to manage every landmine so it doesn't go off, which is, he's obviously failing. And there's just so much to it. Also, aside from that, there's this wonderful thing we did, as you said, but it's hard to celebrate because the landmines, every day is different. But I hope I land in New York so I can say that I beat you yet again, blah, blah, blah. Let's say.
By the way, this storm that's upon us
it's gnarly.
is gnarly.
Okay. Anyway, he's just venting.
Just so you know, the storm that we're getting hit with is definitely a big one. So I think
we'll probably go dark.
Well, I don't know. We might. Hopefully we can make it through the rest of the live. Keep going.
Okay. This is Exhibit 57 is a memo from... it's an internal memo from TAG to other TAG members they're preparing before a call tomorrow. And they attached a Justin Baldoni doc. This is them basically like sending a memo to each other, giving everybody the lowdown about what the situation is. Sorry, I know this is late, but attached is still helpful. Justin Baldoni. Okay, these are bullet points. This is from Dervla. She's an employee, and she's CCing everybody at TAG. Before call tomorrow. Justin Baldoni, known for portraying Raphael Solano in the CW series show Jane the Virgin, ended 2019. Reps WME, Jones Works, some other people I'm not going to read. Married Swedish actress Emily Baldoni, 2 kids, starred in and ends with us 2024. It ends with us. Scheduled to be released on August 9th, 2024. Columbia Pictures through Sony Pictures releasing. Casting controversy due to age between the actors and their characters. Blake Lively is 36 while Lily is 23 in the book, and Baldoni is 40 and Ryla is supposed to be 30. Response. Baldoni tells ET he has one bit of advice for worried fans: just go see the movie. Wayfarer Studios, Baldoni's digital media studio, 2019, sold for a majority stake to unnamed investor. As of 2019, Baldoni's partners are names. One of them is Bryan Singer.
Not the director.
No, a different Bryan Singer. I shouldn't have even said it. Okay, Wayfarer Studios, bullet points continued. Philanthropic branch Wayfarer Foundation benefits homeless. They didn't donate any of the money. We just found out. They host an annual Skid Row Carnival of Love, which apparently doesn't benefit anybody. Okay, 2017 sexual harassment claims. People magazine headline: Justin Baldoni claims a Hollywood producer sexually harassed him in a hot tub.
Justin Baldoni.
That's what it says. 2017.
What the fuck?
21. A producer approached him in a hot tub and asked him to remove his clothes, coerced sex, told him he was friends with Clooney, and this is cut off at the end. Admitted he has been on the giving end of inappropriate conduct towards women.
Who?
I don't know. It's just a bullet point. Admitted he has, in quotes, been on the giving end of an inappropriate conduct towards women.
That's got to be him, because he does. He admits that.
Yeah, but that's a quote, though. sub bullet point under that is, in quotes, I guarantee at some, this is a Justin Baldoni quote. I guarantee at some point in my life there was a woman or two that I in some way made uncomfortable by saying something or doing, and that's cut off at the end. But I have heard this. This is on the No More interview that he gave. It's online. He does say that. I guarantee at some point in my life there was a woman or two that I had made some way made uncomfortable by saying something or doing something.
He said, this is an exact quote. This is a paraphrase, but he said that he knows that he kept going even though
he's done this a bunch of times.
Someone has said no.
His whole thing is just to admit everything wrong he's ever done.
No, I know.
So that's how we know.
Acknowledgement. He's like, I'm going to get better because I'm man enough to tell you that, okay.
That's how we know
you said no and I didn't respect it.
That's how we know there's only one side doing a smear campaign, because that would be all over the place. If she actually wanted to ruin his reputation, she'd use his own words against him.
For sure.
Anyway, that's Exhibit 57. So they knew that Tag was well aware that he had a controversial past, and they're trying to get ahead of it. Okay. Exhibit 59, Tag employees are talking about the HR complaints.
Okay.
Exhibit 59, the date is August 14th, 2024. Katie Case says, hey guys, regarding the TMZ thing, regarding the HR complaints, our understanding is that 2 were from Blake and Jenny regarding the sexy comment. Is the additional one from Jenny regarding the thing with Jamie and her apartment in New York City? Just wanted to clarify. Jenna Abel said, we don't know. We are waiting a call back from Jamie. Katie Case says, thanks.
So let me get this straight, because I just want to get which sexy comment is this? This is the one where he said, I can say it in front of my wife or I can say it because of my mom. Oh no, that's when he said you looked hot. Is that right?
Yeah. He said, you look sexy. She's like, I'm not really going for that. And he was, okay, fine. You look hot. And she was like, I'm not really going for that either. He was like, well, it doesn't matter because my wife's on set today. So I can say that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that was a filing.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was like, okay, I'm going to complain about this.
That is such an inappropriate thing to do, by the way.
I know, but Dale, he apologized, and that should have been it.
Well,
right?
I forgive him.
It's not like it's a workplace or anything. Jenna Abel said, I think we need to position it as the claims that are already out there about the kiss and the weight comment. So they're talking about some other ones.
The kiss and the
yes.
weight.
I think we need to position it as the claims that are already out there about the kiss and also the weight comment.
Oh, yeah, the weight, which is the...
Yeah, where he was like...
where you body shamed her, basically.
Yeah, you need to lose some weight because I need to lift you.
Like, I can't pick you up, fatty.
He's like constantly rewriting all of the sex scenes, constantly like putting his own creative license on everything in the movie. But for the one time that he has to lift her, she has to lose weight instead of him just rewriting it.
Yeah.
Don't lift her then, dude.
It's not necessary, dude. Like everyone who read the book's going to be like, this is bullshit. He didn't lift her.
He clearly lifts her.
Or just over
there
the
is a scene
alone.
where like there's a big deal is that he lifts her and carries her into another room. Well, dude, you're adapting it. Like, I'm sorry.
Didn't work. Yeah. Get the wheelbarrow.
Yeah. Stick her in a wheelbarrow?
Yeah.
How come you never stuck me in a wheelbarrow?
Well, we don't have one.
Oh.
I wanted to.
You wanted to. That would have been so romantic.
Yeah, I know.
Jen Abel said, I think we need to position it as the claims that are already out there and the kiss and the weight comment, but need more info.
I wonder what the kiss is. I wonder if that's the dance.
Maybe. We don't know, dude. It could be.
We don't know.
He's just all the time being inappropriate. Okay, so they're looping more people in and then waiting on clarification from Jamie regarding the HR complaints.
The third one that they don't know.
Yeah.
The complainant. I'm dying to know. I didn't know there were 3. I didn't know, really. I knew there were at least 2. And I supposed there was a third.
Brianna Butler said, is it even true? Who would the third person be? I do think we should see if they have details regarding claims. Katie K says, I do think the internet is going to have a field day with this. Not only is this sexist, they went into a side topic where they're sharing this Daily Mail article titled, Real Reason Ryan Reynolds Saved Blake Lively, It Ends With Us. Somebody, and Katie K said that's wildly misogynist. Okay, so Katie K says back said, I do think the internet is going to have a field day with this. Not only is this sexist, but it's also embarrassing. If I was in Blake's shoes, I'd be furious if someone made it public that I needed my husband to fight my battles for me or help me achieve my dreams. That's a quote. We do need to get clarity on the HR violations to have a full
What is
view.
wrong with people?
I don't
like.
fucking
Why
know.
why would that be a problem?
I don't know.
What the fuck is wrong with having somebody help you achieve your dreams, especially people in high places? As if Hollywood hasn't always been who you fucking know. Like that is the basis of Hollywood, is who you know.
Well, maybe
they throw away talent like we throw away paper towels, man. They don't give a shit.
Maybe Katie Case doesn't understand the value of a good, mutually, beneficial relationship. Sorry.
It's not just me though, right? Like that's fucking weird.
No, it's a really fucking weird thing to say.
Yeah.
I'd be furious if someone made it public that I needed my husband to fight my battles for me. Okay, then.
Why?
So you're saying you'd rather have no support in life?
What is wrong with you? You would you don't want help?
No, Katie Case is going to be her own bulldog. She's going to call her dad, who's an attorney, and he's going to advise her, and she's still going to be in a lot of shit like she is right now.
Insane. We
do need to get clarity on the HR violations to have a full view of the field we're playing on, but we definitely have ammunition if we feel we need to use it. What are you guys talking about? Ammunition? I swear to God, you can't ever hire a publicity firm. I would never want somebody to be talking about your case, but we definitely have ammunition if we feel we need to use it. No, dude, make peace. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, wild. By the way, before you continue, let me just interject with, I am still giving away some books. I don't know, maybe Ridus would like a book. If you want a book, email freedonsplum@gmail.com and tell me your username and then give me your actual name and address, and I'll mail you a copy of Too Real a Hollywood Memoir. If you don't know what that is, I wrote a book about my 30-year dispute with Leonardo DiCaprio over the movie Don's Plum, which he had banned in the United States and Canada, and also he ruined my life as a result of it. And so I wrote this book. He basically called me a liar and a thief in a New York Post documentary. And, I don't have $200 million and a bunch of people who are going to help me, battle the PR that guy, can muster. And so my only hope was to, do this, and I did it. And it's a really good book. So if you want a copy, I'm giving them away because we're celebrating hitting 500 subs. And so freedonsplum@gmail.com. I'll mail you a book. You'll love it. Go ahead. Go, Angela.
This is Exhibit 60. This is more of a different conversation about HR complaints. Katie K said, we knew about the 2 complaints from Jenny and Blake regarding the sexy comment. Melissa Nathan says, was it HR though? See, they're trying to figure it out too.
Yeah.
I don't know why their clients aren't just telling them so that they are not bumbling through blind.
It's the easiest thing in the world. HR has all the rules.
Yep. Katie K said, I just asked for further clarification, though, because that information was conveyed at about 10:30 p.m., but I'm 90% sure. Brianna said, I thought Blake and Jenny ran to the studio. If there was a 3rd complaint brought to HR, he would have heard about it, and that was never brought up. And then they're talking about something else.
So right now, according to, is that Abel or?
This is Nathan's discovery, but that was Katie Case talking with a thread.
Right.
And I was just reading her part and Brianna Butler's
So she's saying there is no 3rd because they would have already heard about it.
They're hearing there is a 3rd, but they're confused because they would have heard about it, but they're not. They're looking for clarification.
That might be the crew member.
Maybe. Okay, last one. Exhibit 61, Melissa Nathan talks about the Ryan Reynolds attack. This is where she's okay, let's see. Melissa Nathan is talking to Candace. I guess these are people in tag. She sent a link. Business Insider, Stephanie Jones, JonesWorks PR client. Okay, so that's something else. Melissa Nathan, she just is sending this quote. And the fact that they saved the script from what they think is a disaster after we had a greenlit script and it was a strike basically implies they were scaps. Oh, okay. So Melissa Nathan is sharing that message from Justin Baldoni to somebody named Candace Trunzo. I don't know who this is. This was sent on August 15th, 2024. Melissa Nathan shared that quote from Justin Baldoni trying to invent a story about how Ryan Reynolds is a scab.
Yeah.
And Melissa Nathan said, which we should 100% lead them to. Melissa Nathan said, Ryan Reynolds said to something about Ryan claiming the female hired was a feminist writer. This is the same thing Justin Baldoni said. Didn't know how to tackle a female film, using their own words against them and doing it while there was a strike. Yeah, she is just sending the rest of it. Melissa Nathan said, as per own words and team putting it out. And so there's links. Cosmopolitan, Entertainment, Celebs, Ryan Reynolds, Justin Baldoni, It Ends With Us drama. Daily Mail UK, Blake Lively resurfaced interview Justin Baldoni drama. Melissa Nathan said, I didn't even know this interview existed. This would mean that I would have needed to have paid attention to her. Wow, her grammar is terrible for somebody that works in this business. Is there anything you can help me with here? This is so shit. Also ignore me. I don't care anymore. But the other stories are really good. I gave you this morning. I hope that all that information about coming straight from the horse's mouth. Candace Trinzo says, why can't we do friend of Baldoni says he was mortified by her insensitivity? Candace Trinzo said, based on that interview that she blew off the question about women going to her for advice, she could easily have said it's important in an abusive situation to get real help, blah, blah. So you had two ideas right. One, that she fired Leslie Sloan because of all the bad press. We'll have to go to Sloan for comment as well as Blake. That's good. She didn't. The other is that Ryan Reynolds was a scab by rewriting part of a script during a strike. I don't think our readers are going to care too much about that, but they do care that Baldoni reacts to something, and that interview gives him the perfect op, in my opinion. Melissa Nathan says, can I call you in 30 minutes just to get it right? And Candace Trinzo says, of course. Who is this person? That's Exhibit 61. Okay, and that's it. That's all I have for you today.
Well, that is like really packed stuff. What are your thoughts?
Well, it doesn't seem at all like there was a coordinated smear campaign. It seems like Blake Lively must have taken control of the film, and Justin Baldoni and all of his co-conspirators, publicists, are totally innocent.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously damning. There's so much in there that's absolutely, completely fucking damning. What is really interesting, though, is that, well, first of all, the fact that they have a record of the filing of the complaints is super important to her situation, because they're not going to disprove SH with a complaint filed.
Yeah,
because it's a purely subjective thing, you know, and the level of SH isn't going to matter, because if it's SH, it's SH, and I mean, I guess it can, because if you listen or if you read the CRD document, the CRD specifically points out sort of parameters or qualifications, if you will, for what constitutes severe SH or SH that would likely require some sort of litigation or, judicial intervention of some kind. So, so to the extent that, whether or not something was severe enough to provoke that level of CRD complaint is neither here nor there after the retaliation.
It's harassment, not abuse or assault.
Well, all I was trying to say is that it's irrelevant after the retaliation.
Oh yeah,
because totally. What happens is you file it and it's severe or it's not severe. She may not have had a complaint severe enough to take to civil litigation, or it might have been so weak that it might have fallen flat on its face on its own merits. Mm-hmm. But the fact that he and they participated in a retaliation is what this case is all about now. The SH is the gateway drug. All that has to be determined here is that an SH complaint was filed, and then the question is whether or not they retaliated. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no it's not like SH goes through a judicial process where there's an actual judgment. There's a complaint. The complaint is then addressed through a process probably recommended by standards set by places like the CRD. And that's it, and sometimes people get let go, or they get they get warned, or whatever it might be, written up, as they like to say in some corporations, right? But the problem that Justin Baldoni has is the retaliation. This is where it gets all ugly, and it's all over those documents. It's all over his comments at the beginning, the first comments that you read, I think the juiciest of the night. Absolutely fucking crazy to me.
Guilty Angel said Baldoni is a sick puppy.
He's a sick puppy. His brain is broken. He has a broken brain. And honestly, the guy's a misogynist, if you ask me. It's a weird thing.
Lee said, yeah, he questioned her weight. Shannon Knows said it was the Lingered on Kisses article that came out. Yeah.
Where he was lingering with the lips and
that
biting
he was,
the lips and all that.
Yeah, kissing too long. I think that people are alleging that she did that too, but it was scripted when she apparently did too much kissing.
I do want to get into, and I want to get into this on a more in-depth level, but I believe that there is a very strong possibility that Justin Baldoni was trying to get a love affair going. I've said it before.
Oh, I know.
It's a very popular topic. It's a very popular topic.
That's your conspiracy theory about it.
It's actually.
I think that what was really clarified here, something that I didn't really have like a great picture of, but now I have a much clearer picture of, is that Blake Lively's big fight was, this is an unsafe set, and I want to make sure that some people are held accountable so that our workplace safety improves, and that this sort of thing can't be allowed to happen on the next production. Justin Baldoni, to him, that was like a gnat in his face. He did not care. What he cared about and what he felt really vindictive about towards Blake Lively was that Sony had not decided to use his director's cut. And so all of his gripes are about her taking over the film, which is the way he's framing losing a creative dispute with Sony, because she's obviously not taking over the film.
No.
Like, in no way could you like define what that means, right? Like, it's just not happening. But he is losing creative control to Sony. Sony is making creative decisions that he would prefer that they don't, and they're using Blake Lively to help them execute these. And so I feel like his big gripe is that he doesn't even care when he's talking to all of his bros and like asking for strength.
Yeah.
You know, when Jamie Heath is complaining to somebody else, it's about Blake Lively working with Sony and how Sony has kind of iced them out. But after the 17 points thing and they go back to work, after he accepts and signs those 17 points and the changes are made on his set, he doesn't mention it anymore. It's like he doesn't care about it anymore. So I don't know. I don't know why he thinks that she leveraged those things in order to make some power play. Because
he can't accept the fact that it appears as though he can't accept the fact that that there was no malice, that there had to have been some kind of malicious. It had to be something about an attack on Justin Baldoni. It's become fairly apparent by his own words. This man feels like he's constantly under attack.
Oh yeah, and his memoir.
he can't seem to fucking, like, you know, I don't know. Yeah, he's just a guy who's paranoid, and he takes his paranoia to the next level. The problem that he had, or the problem that he created for himself, was that he didn't solve the problems that he had as they came. They should have been handled, delicately, and he also, along the way, and it seems this happened prior to them getting to set. That would be then through pre-production and whatever rehearsal days they had. She clearly lost some respect for him along the way.
Oh yeah, of course.
And so she showed up on that set, or she may have shown up on that set with the expectation for things to go wrong, because it had been, look, pre-production's critical, rehearsals, depending on the project, can be so critical. Not just because you're like building chemistry or whatever, but it really does show where the dynamics are, what you're faced with. It really sort of sets the foundation, the energy for the shoot going forward.
And somebody said, I don't know who it was or even if it's true, but somebody was saying that he like used to sage the set every morning, and that he would like gather everybody around to like be led in a prayer group or something.
So there would be.
Must have just been like, this is stressful.
I'm surprised that
I could still be sleeping in.
I'm surprised that the AD would have let anything like that happen, because people have respiratory issues. So you wouldn't, like.
I don't even know if it's true.
If it's true, yeah. I'd be surprised if it, I'd be surprised that an AD would allow that to happen, because I personally would be all over that, just because you don't know when you're gonna like. Provoke like something like an asthma attack in somebody, because they're.
It's like, dude, leave it in your yoga studio, bro. Like, what are you fucking doing?
And just get your fucking sage out of my face. You know what I mean? I don't want your sage.
What are you cooking, lamb?
Yeah. That's probably what I'd be doing on the side. I'd be like, man, I feel like eating me some lamb. Anybody got some mint?
Lee said Blake is the scapegoat. His issues are with Sony. Maybe the sage was for the scapegoat.
No, his issues aren't with Sony. His issues are with women. His issues are with Blake Lively, but the problem with the way I see this is that his issues are with Blake Lively but it's what Blake Lively is as a woman, what kind of woman she is, for lack of a better way to put it. You know, she's ambitious. She's smart. She doesn't take any shit. She's not, you know, going to sit around and play the flirt game to get her, you know, to make her point or to make her mark.
He obviously has a really fucking like twisted view of women. If he said sexy and then sorry, I meant hot. And then he said, oh, don't worry, I can talk like that because my wife is on set today. Like, I'm sorry, what gives you the permission to disrespect one woman because the woman that you claim is around? Like, is it your wife that gives you permission, or are you giving you permission? Or like, none of it involves the person who's actually feeling offended by what you're saying. Like, I'm not sure what the fuck his head is doing.
Well, let me tell you
What is that?
Let me tell you that, like, in Hollywood, especially with feminists, you wouldn't call an actress an actress. You'd call her an actor.
Oh,
right?
yeah. I've heard this a long time.
And so this is very true. I know this to be fact because I've lived in it, right? And so I try to refer to women as actors. I believe they prefer it and you know, anyway, there's that moment with his editors when he finds out that Blake is, you know, running the cut, and that he's not allowed any access, and I guess until she's finished.
It's a different context. It's even worse than that. He is finding out that he is not permitted in the cut. So he asks his editors very directly. He asks his editors where he says, so I'm not allowed to, I'm like being blocked out. I'm being kept away from the cut. Like, whose decision is this? And his editors reply, literally, they say, per Sony. And then he immediately launches into this paragraph of like, oh, okay, so I'm not allowed into the actress's cut.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, because the per Sony part is where the misogyny really lies. The fact that he would not listen to that, the fact that he would not hear that it's Sony, right?
Yeah.
Because that's like a what the fuck Sony situation.
No, I know. He has a reflex for scapegoating Blake Lively whenever Sony makes a creative decision that ices him out. Like, it's
the thing to do would be get on the phone and
get on the phone with Sony.
With Sony and be like, what the fuck? This is my movie. Yeah. I'm not going to be fucking held out of the editing room. So open the fucking door.
Right. Or like figure out from them. But the fact that he instantly, like reflexively
called her an actress too. He said, so let me get this straight. An actress is going to keep the director out of it. I'm paraphrasing, but he used the word actress, and he used it, in my opinion, when you read it, you can hear the, you know, it's infused, it's loaded with the misogyny. She's also
the fucking executive producer of that film too, at the time, you know?
And dude, it's misogyny. It's like, it's so misogynistic to see the writing on the wall, which is that Sony, like, it's not that it's so funny to think that it's so, I don't know if it's immature or just unevolved to think that Sony has been manipulated by Blake Lively. Like, for him to think that Sony has been manipulated by Blake, because that would be the only reason to say, oh, fucking Blake Lively, the actress, you know, and just totally forego the thought that it's actually Sony keeping him out of the room. If he thought about it, he'd realize, holy shit, Sony has distanced themselves with me. That's the problem.
But haven't you ever encountered this with people who like immediately blame somebody else for this situation?
Over and over and over.
Like,
and
I remember
over
that there's like a specific type of like ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend that can't get over their partner leaving them. And so they'll blame the new partner.
Good night, I am Bobo.
Oh, good night.
Thanks for hanging with us tonight.
They'll blame the new partner for every decision that their ex makes. They'll be like, "Oh, is your new boyfriend telling you to say that?"
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm saying that. Like, you could just listen to me. Like, you don't have to, you know, blame the next person over so he doesn't want to have beef with Sony. I think like inside he recognizes like, oh, don't start beef with Sony. But he does feel these bad feelings and these resentments toward Sony. So he has to immediately deflect that onto Blake Lively, who he does already feel badly for.
Well, that just shows you how stupid he is.
I know it.
Because if you can't, like, to think.
None of it makes any sense.
To believe that you don't have, that you're not going to have a beef with Sony if you have a beef with Blake Lively, the star of the Sony movie, you're fucking stupid. Like, you're literally not, like, you're absent of the basic, cognitive level, required for the job.
Yeah,
bro.
like when he's sending to he's talking his big game where he's like, I'm ready to fight. Like, bro, you should be ready to negotiate. Like,
For sure.
You should be ready to fucking stop a fight. Like,
you want
what
a
are you
war? You want a
like,
war?
you don't. He has no self-preservation instincts. Like, I don't understand why this guy let himself get dragged into the fire.
What's funny about
when he had so many chances to avoid it all the way along.
What's funny about so many people's reaction to the so-called statement that Blake Lively was encouraging him to write. It was the ultimate.
I should look that up.
It was the ultimate peace. It was the ultimate peace
offering.
It was the ultimate peace offering. Let's come together. Let's create a statement. Let's put that statement out and let's make it better. And the fact that he turned that into outrage and anger as opposed to the opportunity to get it all out of the way is, well, it's why he's in the position he's in. It's why he now has no chance to work in Hollywood again. And just the idea, the notion that he would think that that's separate, that Sony and Blake are separate.
Yeah.
Because if you go and pit, look, I'll probably never work in Hollywood again. And part of the reason was because, I had a blowout with the biggest movie star in the world at the time. So, ain't nobody going to trust me with that. As ridiculous as it is, it's a reality. It's so fucked up.
Okay. Sorry. I need to find this. I think it's in the timeline. The statement that she wanted them to read. I think that we should just state it since it's so relevant to the other things we were talking about.
If you can, do it.
Okay, here it is. August 12th, 2024. Statement prepared by Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds on behalf of Baldoni, Heath, and Wayfarer. Here's how it goes. It Ends With Us was a troubled production, which we take full accountability for. We are very sorry to everyone who caused upset. We are very sorry to everyone we caused upset to privately and publicly. Blake Lively, Colleen Hoover, the entire cast and crew led with professionalism every step of the way. Any negativity aimed at them is ours to own. We mutually agreed that the cast would be promoting the film separately, and we understood why. We have always said we are not perfect, and even if unintentionally make mistakes, we will always own them. We hold ourselves accountable. It's not anyone's job but ours, and that's part of being man enough.
I just want to point out that can you add, look, that opening is tough, and I would negotiate a little lighter on that opening because that opening is extremely we're bad people.
Yeah, also the grammar is terrible.
But because, well, forget about that. But I'm just talking about as a draft goes in terms of working on it. But the point where she or Ryan Reynolds in the writing of that gave them unintentional as a potential for the mistakes they made, that they had no intention of being, making these mistakes. It's interesting because, there's two, important distinctions there. One of them, of course, is, again, it's an olive branch. It's hey, there's your negotiation right there. If you send me that letter, that's the first thing I'm going to notice is okay, great. So they recognize
even
here
if unintentionally that
I didn't intend anything or that Jamie didn't intend anything. Right. So I would want to put more emphasis onto that. But that is in the letter is the greatest opportunity to solve the problem.
No, I know. He definitely should have fucking run with this. Okay, listen.
They're ready to be friends about it.
We mutually agreed that the cast would be promoting the film separately and understood why. We have always said we're not perfect, and even if unintentionally make mistakes, we will always own them. We hold ourselves accountable. It's not anyone's job but ours, and that's part of being man enough. We will practice what we preach. We are learning and growing from the experience, and we thank everyone for their patience as we find a better way to proceed. We are very proud of the film and the welcome arms that it's been received. Part of our work is to have uncomfortable conversations for public growth. The film is doing that on screen, and we are doing that off screen. Thank you to the cast, crew, and public for the opportunity to be imperfect, because Justin Baldoni says that all the time, and to be given the space to learn and grow with humanity and dedication.
Yeah, it's such an easy decision. Again, I would have put some work into that first paragraph. So that first paragraph, read it again. It's harsh.
It Ends With Us was a troubled production, and we take full responsibility.
So, like I would have like lightened that up. I would say like it ends with us wasn't a perfect production. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just like it's an easy thing to negotiate this shit.
I know.
It Ends With Us wasn't a perfect production. What was the next line?
We are very sorry to everyone we caused upset to privately and publicly.
We deeply regret any discomfort or any problems that arose during our production, during the production at any time.
See, the publicist could have done this.
Yeah, this is the easiest fucking work in the world, dude. Save your life. Save your career.
Company, dude.
Keep going. What's the next one?
Blake Lively, Colleen Hoover, and the entire cast and crew led with professionalism every step of the way. Any negativity aimed at them is ours to own.
So I would leave that as is. So there you go. I took care of those first two lines.
But any negativity is ours to own. Well, I mean, she wasn't wrong about that. They do own all the negativity that was put out in the press against Blake Lively and anybody else.
King Gator said he must have known that his career was tanked at that point. Maybe, but you know what? If look, man,
but there's no
if you're up to here, you can still get out of the water, dude. Like if
you're smart for a minute, like
you just do things like this. Like you just start repairing. You just start building the bridges back.
If I sent this to my publicist, Jennifer Abel and Melissa Nathan, and they said absolutely not, you need to lawyer up, I would be like, I'm sorry, you need to look at this again and do your job. This is a problem I need to deal with. What do you think I should do about it?
First of all, it's not even their fucking decision.
Ignore it, say no, and then lawyer up. That's terrible advice. You guys are publicists. Deal with it.
It's incredibly stupid that he's asking publicists for any of that advice.
I would be asking them for a rewrite and be like, I don't want to hear your other advice. We're going to work with this, whatever this is.
Angela, publicists wouldn't be involved in that. That's got nothing to do with publicists.
Really?
No,
Why?
That has nothing to do with publicists. That would be your lawyer, your transactional lawyer, and your fucking agent. That's who would be dealing with that.
And they would
if a publicist's job is to put out the messaging you want or the messaging that they designed for you that you approved.
But they wouldn't rewrite it?
No. I wouldn't fucking give my publicist the opportunity to rewrite the statement. No, absolutely not. I would work on that with my agent. I would work on that with my lawyer. Like, I'm going to leave my fucking publicist expose me legally, potentially?
Yeah, and they do say Melissa Nathan and Jennifer Abel are like, does he have a lawyer? And they're like, yeah, he does, but he needs a litigator. So you're saying the lawyer you already had, the transactional lawyer.
No, a regular transactional lawyer or a contract lawyer, right? A contract lawyer.
Would have been able to handle this?
We should have been able to handle this because all you want to do is you want to make sure you're limiting any liability. You're not like admitting to shit that isn't necessarily true, but also that you're not like admitting to things that could potentially expose you liably.
Well, so what's his fucking problem, dude? Why did he go to the worst people to help himself with this like tiny problem and turn it into a massive catastrophe?
And it's like, was his career tanked? Look at, fuck, people work. It wasn't as tanked as it is today. I can tell you that. Like, it is done. That shit is dust. There's nothing left for that guy in Hollywood at all. He might find some faith-based stuff. He might find whatever, like some peripheral kind of, niche.
Yeah, but you're right though. Like being canceled doesn't work as much as we would like it to. Like everybody still fucking works, even though they're the worst people.
Kevin Spacey's still working.
Yeah, fucking Mel Gibson had like an unbelievable, abusive, racist fucking tirade. Yeah. And he's still like a darling.
Look at what they're doing for Hulk Hogan. If I played the words of what Hulk Hogan said to his daughter, which are as vile as they come, and they're not like, oh, I had a weak moment kind of words. They're like ingrained deeply to your bones.
I don't even want you to elaborate because I don't want people to look for it because it's awful.
It's so hideous.
Yeah.
And they're like, and look at they're like, for days and days and days, it was all about the great Hulk Hogan, the GOAT, and all this other bullshit. And the guy was like an absolute vile human being. Like he was a vile human being.
He doesn't really apply to this conversation because he is canceled. Like, very canceled.
No, that's not true.
I was talking about how Justin Baldoni could have had. He was worried about losing his career. Well, everybody has a fucking career, even when they should be canceled. So, what was he afraid of?
Unfucking believable. I just can't even believe that they didn't take that note and turn it into everything they needed to make this problem go away. It was sitting right there. They fucking handed it. They were like, if we can come to agreement on this note, everything works. We can make it all better again, and this all goes away. Not to mention that the facade and the fact that this motherfucker dug in with like warring words, what? Like he is getting everything he asked for.
Yep.
He is doing this. He is hoisted by his own petard, as you like to say so often. It's a cliche.
Do I say it too often?
No, I love it. It's a great saying.
I love that one.
It fits perfect for this situation. This motherfucker created his own damn problems.
Yep.
Do you see that I Am Bobo is trying to write a book?
I did see that, but I didn't know how to get it in.
Fuck, I want to help him.
Did you read it all?
No, I just got like a glimpse.
I've been wanting to write my story, but always finding I don't have time to sit and write, or I don't have a proper things to help me make it right without not looking like I didn't do my homework.
Well, see, this is the problem with people, right? They start a project and then they have an expectation for it before actually going through the process.
Yeah, expect it to be your first draft.
Expect it to be, well, they can see how bad it is already. Yeah. I don't know, is I am Bobo, I don't know if that's a male or a female. I'm sorry if I'm getting it wrong.
Say they.
They know that their first draft is going to be shit. They're saying it. They just have to embrace that because that's the reality everybody's faced with when they write for when they produce.
It has to exist before you can improve it.
Dude, I knew writers who could like put out a first draft that made my final drafts look fucking bad, and when they rewrote their first drafts, they wrote brilliance versus really good stuff. It doesn't matter what level you produce your first draft at. If it's a fucking like staggering piece of genius, then if you put more work into it, it's going to win the Pulitzer. If it's weak sauce like mine, then, just work for a little while and you'll actually produce something that's meaningful and powerful and good storytelling.
Dale.
If you've got the patience.
Lee said that your book is very good. I'm reading it now. Guilty Angel said Dale has a very good pace in his book. Not too fast and not too slow. Lee said, yes, he's a good storyteller.
Oh, see.
So why are you being all self-deprecating?
Well, I'm not. I'm saying I agree with you. I think I have those talents, but they're not, well, I wouldn't call them talents.
But also, you shouldn't compare Dale's book to any writing that anybody ever does when they're first, in their first draft. Because Dale, we went through 20 drafts. How many?
Yeah, I think, I worked on this thing for 4 straight years, and then, we did 2 years of editing. And
so you can't compare anything that you're writing to anybody else's finished work because everything takes refinement and you have to edit and stuff. Yeah. Just get it down and then you can work on it.
Yeah. So, but look, I didn't get there on my first draft and I didn't get there on my 6th draft. I just went through multiple drafts. I didn't even start getting notes from Angela or anybody else. For several drafts, I wouldn't, first of all, I already know that I can expect a huge amount of notes on later drafts, let alone my first draft. But my first draft, I'm going to put people through that. So what I would do occasionally is sit on the couch and read it to you and just get encouraging words from you, which I needed sometimes to just feel like I could actually pull off a book. But,
you did.
The process is...
See, though, I am Boa's in the same situation where you're like, I needed encouraging words to feel like I could pull off a book. And here you are. You pulled off a book. That's all it takes. Just get there.
Yeah.
You don't need reassurances because obviously you could do it the whole time, whether I said anything or not.
I needed reassurances, I assure you. Let me assure you of my reassurances.
You have the capability and you won't know until you just keep doing it,
look, sometimes to get the to keep pushing up the mountain, you need somebody to help you from behind, and that's really what that encouragement can do. And so it is something I need, but it's not something that but it's not about writing. Isn't about the problem that a lot of writers run into is that they feel like their first drafts need to compare to some of the finished stuff and the stuff that inspired them in their life. And they just don't understand that that's not how this is going to work ever. That you have to put the work and the effort in. It's going to take multiple drafts before it starts taking shape. But the good news is that by going through that process, that's how you start to refine and create a distinct voice of your own rather than one that's, more reflecting of your inspiration. I can be a bit of a mimic. So I can for example, be reading Cormac McCarthy and then I can write a chapter and be like, oh, dude, maybe you should.
Oh my God, I could tell when you were reading something that was really stylized because you'd show me these new drafts and I'd be like, Dale, this doesn't sound like you. It sounds like the person you're reading.
So the point though is that it's you sink it in, right? So this is the term I use, which is that you write this inspired way that fills you. It's like that, and I've often talked about how you kind of got to trick yourself into believing that you're writing something good when you're bloody not. You just have to go through the process. And if I'm inspired by a Taylor Swift song, I will I've written whole scenes that were inspired to the music I was listening to, and within those scenes, I would literally reproduce some of the lyrics that were most inspiring to me as a centerpiece of the inspiration for the future drafts. It's not dissimilar to just scratching like you'll see if you look at somebody that brought up Cormac McCarthy, if you go find some of his actual early draft stuff that got leaked, we'll say, you'll see that it's just absolutely the worst writing you ever read. And he scrapes puts these thoughts together that are incoherent to you or me, but for him, map out the perfect path to a Pulitzer Prize winning or Pulitzer Prize caliber work. So you just got to put the work in, but and without the expectation that the work is just going to, come out perfect. Everything needs to be massaged and worked in all of your art. It doesn't matter what it is.
We should go because it's getting a little too late for me.
Okay. Yeah.
But I just want to say that we have been. Shannon O's didn't intend to scold us, but I feel like it would work as a scolding.
Wow.
Said, you guys said you would explain the growl in the dance scene today.
Oh, I couldn't today. Well, I didn't expect all the shit to drop.
I know, this shit
dropped. Hey, man, the world goes around and changes our plans.
Another thing, too, is like a bunch of investigative information, like the investigating detective's notes were unsealed today in the Brian Kohberger murder case.
Oh, well, that's wild too, yeah.
So there's a bunch of things where they were interviewing his like previous his coworkers and his colleagues
Let's get
at
into
his
this
work.
Another day. You're opening up.
No, what I'm saying is like a lot of stuff that's amazing that happened today.
It was a
so
big
we
drop
weren't
in.
going to talk about that. If you guys are interested in that Kohberger stuff, I'll talk about it on Monday. But Brian Enton is a guy with a YouTube channel, and his last 3 videos are all on this like huge drop, and he spells it out really, really well. Brian Enton is an investigator that's been following it.
Yeah, I
recommend it.
He's in deep. Mm-hmm. That dude is in deep. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening. We had so much fun. I hope you got some. I know it was like a lot of reading, and so I hope that wasn't too. I hope that wasn't too boring. But it was a big drop, and we want to get through it. As far as the other episodes, first of all, anybody who I'm going to send out some free books tonight. By tomorrow. So email freedomsplum@gmail.com if you want 2 Real Hollywood memoirs sent to you for free. I'm celebrating hitting our first 500 subs on YouTube. And to do that, I am sending out free books. So please send me an email if you want one, but only if you're going to read it. All right?
Are we restricting to the U.S.?
I am only shipping to the United States currently, yes, because it's a fortune otherwise. If you want me to ship it outside of the United States, then you just have to cover the shipping and we're good to go. But I just had somebody come by yesterday and they were like, I'm from Australia. Ship. I'll pay for the shipping. It was $40 to ship. Needless to say, I discouraged them. I was like, don't do this. My book is not worth $40 shipping. Yeah. This is not, go read the fucking, go read the Kindle, right? Because it's available on Kindle Unlimited and Amazon and everything else. Anyway, you guys are quite marvelous, and we will be back on Monday. Hopefully some of these, like these storms and these different technical issues, really trying my patience. I did want to say one more thing. Some of the sort of deeper stuff, especially stuff that has media like the Horny Growl scene.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for this new gear to come in so that we can be properly picture in picture.
Oh, yeah, to make it a nicer video.
I don't want to just put the video up and then have our voices. I think that'll be a little sloppy. So instead, I'm just going to wait for this. We bought it last week. It's supposed to be 7 to 10 days. Hopefully it'll be here in the next few days. It's just an upgrade to the one that I have now. So it should swap pretty quickly. We didn't see a lot of like technical delay in it. So that's sort of the delay on that content, but that content is coming. And the most exciting thing about it is that this new gear is that we're going to be able to repurpose a lot of this stuff. So also, if you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, be sure to hit the little bell because I'm going to start producing some really fun content that has B-roll and all this other stuff, similar to the whales video if you saw that on TikTok or even on our YouTube shorts. So be sure to check out some of that stuff. All right? See you Monday?
Yeah.
Have a fucking great weekend, you guys. You guys are absolutely the best. Good night.